Today, what topic I have to cover? Devashri, send the link in group, beta. We have very less time today. Good morning, beta. Now look here. So last class we have already discussed about beta different type of eukaryotic, prokaryotic cell. You will take chemistry. Naresh, no. 3 topics today back to back we are discussing. So that value beta one more time check in physics part. Not now we are going to do biology. So think about biology right now. So look here beta, understand this part that we are going towards understanding the interior part of a cell and what is exactly, what can be the shape of the cell, what will be the volume of the cell, how many cells will be present in multicellular organism. Many questions are there. Can a cell be dead, and after dead also will there be any existence of that cell? So different type of questions will be coming in your brain. Hi Krisha, Vishal, Naresh, everyone, good morning beta. Good morning Kanishka. Now we have to exactly study this section and try to answer as much as possible. So get ready everyone. What you have written? Apoptosis. What is this, Merunisa? Yeah, cell can be dead. In plant beta, some cells are dead. Good morning Rohit. Good morning beta. After so long I am seeing you. Now look here. So now we are going to understand the different part of exactly cells. So first is shape of cells. So definitely beta, now we are going to understand what can be the shape of cells. Already you know one very important information you have understood about cells, that beta cells can have, in human body itself there are 200 different type of cells. How many different type of cells are there in human body? In human body there are exactly 200 different type of cells. Think about it. 200 different types of cells present in human body, and all cannot be round. So definitely first we are going to understand what are the approximate and what are the different type of shapes of cells. So now the basic shape of eukaryotic cell is spherical. Okay, the basic shape of eukaryotic cells is spherical, but the shape of cells is exactly ultimately determined by the specific function of the cell. See, if somebody will be asking from you, correct only Shrutika, correct only Monish, Krisha, exactly this answer is absolutely correct, that 200 different type of cells are present in human body. Then all will be look alike? No, 100% they will not be look alike. Look alike means they are not looking the same, because according to its function, just 1 minute, sound box is crying. According to its function beta, definitely the shape will be changing. According to the function, definitely its shape will be changing beta. Its shape will be exactly changing according to its function. So here you understand ultimately the specific function, what function the cell is performing. Eukaryotic means organisms. Which type of organism? Multicellular organisms. So multicellular organisms, shape of the cells will be exactly mostly spherical, but then too shape of the cell will be dependent on two another important function, that is its specific, what work that cell is doing. What work that cell is doing. Okay, shape of the cell is exactly defined by what work that cell is doing. Accordingly, like if it is a muscle cell, it is a neuron cell, okay, it is kidney cell. So these three different cell name I have taken, that is the muscle cells will be different, neurons will be different, then kidney cells will be different, because these 3 different cells are specialized for doing 3 different functions. Okay, where kidney cells are specialized for filtration and they will be exactly present inside kidney. Now muscle cells will be exactly present in the muscles, and it is exactly having a specific function. So each and every cell will be exactly having its shape according to its function also. Okay, but in eukaryotic, mostly means mostly the cells will be spherical, and according to the function also the shape of the cell will be changing. Now beta, there are certain cells now, they change their shape also. like when they are like in our body itself, WBC is there now. What WBC is telling now, if the WBC is moving fast in the circulatory system, if WBC white blood cell will be moving in circulatory system now, they will be spherical. But if they will be stagnant somewhere, they will be having pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false finger like projection. Definitely their shape will be distorted. Think about, means a cell can change its shape, like amoeba example also you have seen na beta. In amoeba also, amoeba will be like this, okay, that cytoplasm will be there, and this is exactly the nucleus of amoeba. Now what this amoeba will do, the moment amoeba will be exactly detecting food, then it will form pseudopodia, and it will exactly, pseudopodia means false finger like projection, and then with water they will take the food inside, and then inside, the moment they will take the food inside, then from the cytoplasm, bio-catalytic enzymes. Bio-catalytic enzymes means the enzymes that is present in the cytoplasm, it will go inside this food vacuole, and exactly beta it will try to digest the food, and once the food will be digested beta, after that the energy will be exactly released in this, and then the undigested food will come out from any one of the part of the body, and it will be thrown outside. So think about one single organism, single celled organism is capable of doing what? So exactly its cell is not having a specific shape. This amoeba cell is not having a specific shape, it is changing its shape. In the same way, WBC cell is exactly also not having a specific shape, it is also changing its shape. So definitely some cells are changing its shape. Red blood cell will be exactly beta circular, it will be spherical, circular, and it will be like concave. I'll be showing you that picture also, okay, then you will come to know. So the shape of the cells may be variable or fixed. That is what I was talking about, that some cells can change their shape, some cells will have a fixed shape. I want you to understand this. Never have one constant information about anything. Like when you will be talking about cell, you will be saying that auntie, it will always have a fixed shape, you know. Then I will say no. Some of the cells will be fixed, some of the cells can change its shape. So you have to be very much informative about these fields, okay. So now we have understood two things back to back about the shape of the cell. First important information what we have learned, that the cell's shape of the cell can be fixed, the shape of the cell can change, and then most of the cells will be exactly having its shape according to its function. Most of the cells will have its shape according to its function, means what function it is doing, what work it is doing, accordingly beta it will have its shape. Accordingly it will have what? It will have its shape. I hope my children might have understood this part. Accordingly it will have its shape beta. I hope my children might have understood this section, okay. Now beta, next part we are going to understand. Now look here, I think this part we have mentioned here. So here variable shapes occur in amoeba. Right now I was talking about amoeba and white blood cells. So white blood cell is present in your body. So WBC, they are exactly called as fighter cells. So definitely they have in if someone will ask from your body, any cell is there. If this question will come anywhere, any cell present in your body which can change its shape, then you will, yes, it is very normal. It is WBC. WBC is also changing its shape. In our body, when it is in the circulatory system, means when it is exactly in the bloodstream, it will be changing its shape. But the moment it will be exactly relaxing somewhere, it will form pseudopodia, means its shape will be changed. So definitely beta, you must know all these things. And outside your body, the example is amoeba. Amoeba change its shell shape. Amoeba is known to change its shape, okay. And WBC present in your body is known to change its shape. So WBC is spherical in circulatory system, but in other condition they may be producing pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false finger like projection, distortion of shape, and becomes irregular in shape. And it is becoming beta irregular in shape. Fixed shape of cell occur in most plant and animal. Okay, so these two were the most exceptional things. So that's why I have discussed amoeba, irregular shape, WBC in circulatory system, circular, spherical, but the moment going out of that system, it is exactly forming pseudopodia and its shape will be irregular. I hope you might have understood till here. I hope you might have understood. Quickly give me an information. Yes, auntie, understood. Quickly give me an information. Yes, auntie, understood. Quickly say. Hi Darshini, hi Lokesh, Shruti. Till here, Naresh, everyone understood. Kanishka, Ashwin, everyone understood. Very good, beta. Very good. So, very, very important. Okay, Nitika also understood. Very good. So, everyone, you have to understand this part. That WBC in circulatory system, circular, the moment going out, no guarantee. Change in shape. Now beta, but most of the plant and animal shapes are fixed. They do not change it. So exception also already we have discussed. Now unicellular organism, the cell shape is maintained by tough plasma membrane, that is exactly paramecium. So all the unicellular organisms, they will definitely be having some cell walls. So when they will be having cell wall or tough cells will be there, the plasma will be there, the tough plasma. So this cell wall I am telling here, but cell shape, if it will be in the plant form, then only it will be having cell wall, otherwise it is not having. So here cell shape is maintained by tough plasma membrane. Now this shape exactly you will be seeing in paramecium. Paramecium will be exactly having a fixed shape, but amoeba itself you have seen that it is unicellular organism, it is not having fixed shape. And multicellular organism, already we know beta, the shape of the cell depend mainly on its function. Now what are the different things on that is exactly I told you again and again one very important point, that it is not only about cell shape, it is about its function. According to its function also, according to many content which is exactly nearby present, their shape will be defined. Okay, so now let's see what are the different things. Because of that it is exactly going to have a specific shape. First, the shape of a cell depends mainly on its function. We have understood. Adaptations means where it can adapt, according to adaptation also shape change will be there, and partially on the surface tension, viscosity of protoplasm. So definitely beta, what is viscosity of protoplasm? You know that. What is protoplasm? Cytoplasm plus nucleus will be totally making it a protoplasm. Now beta, viscosity means the thickness of the fluid that is present inside the cytoplasm. That means the liquid part of the cell, that's viscosity means thickness. That is exactly, in simple we say it as thickness. So that viscous part of that means the fluid part of the cell also is responsible, because it is definitely going to give some surface tension. The cell, how much surface tension is exactly it can encounter, it can give that part. Second, its viscosity beta, and third is exactly according to the fluid content present inside, its shape will be determined beta. Now let's see different type of cells. So this is RBC. It is called as bioconcave beta. Bioconcave, you know what does bioconcave means? RBC is bioconcave in shape. You will be seeing like this. Like very less like this. So you see here like hump shape is there. So this is exactly concave. This section is exactly concave, and it will be exactly forming like this. If from here you see, you can see the structure from corner side. Corner side it will be looking like this, and center side if you will see, it will be exactly this shape is exactly round and bioconcave. And you know what is the work of RBC? You will be saying, auntie, RBC work to everyone knows. You know, RBC is acting as a truck. You will be saying, auntie, what you are saying? Don't say this to anyone. RBC is a truck. I am saying you just understand RBC as a truck. You know what the most important function of RBC is? RBC is exactly having hemoglobin. Hemoglobin work is to exactly bind oxygen. What is the work of hemoglobin? It is binding oxygen. So once hemoglobin will be taking this oxygen, then beta, this RBC having hemoglobin binding oxygen. So that means now it is oxygenated. Now this oxygenated RBC will transfer in the blood, and it will go to each and every cell part. And when this will go in the cell, it will release this oxygen, and this oxygen will go inside the cell and cellular respiration will be taking place. Means this oxygen, this RBC will release and this oxygen will go inside the cell. Now just roughly understand, this oxygen will go inside the cell. In the cell, food, glucose will be there. Now this glucose and oxygen, when they will have combustion in mitochondria, means this glucose will again get converted into pyruvate, that you will understand in future classes. So there in mitochondria, what this do, the oxygen will be having combustion and then beta energy release will be there, energy will be stored here. So that means what is the function? So but if RBC itself will not allow hemoglobin to carry oxygen, to take oxygen, and then RBC will go door to door and will release this oxygen. Door to door means cell to cell, and will release this oxygen, and the oxygen will go inside the cell, and then the cell will do cellular respiration. So think, is it not having the function of a truck? Truck work is transportation, RBC work is transportation of oxygen. RBC work is in simple transportation of oxygen. Why are we going to understand tough definitions? We can understand it in very simple way, beta. That means its function is to transfer what? Its function is to transfer oxygen. So that's why I called it as a truck. Did I did any crime? So for transportation work only. Now second is WBC. I told you, you see this WBC in circulatory system. In circulatory system, if it will be present, definitely they are amoeboid, means amoeboid, you know, WBC got its name amoeboid. Amoeboid because it is very nicely similar to like that of amoeba. Right now only I have discussed na beta. It is just similar, doing the same activity like amoeba. Amoeba do not have a fixed shape. Same WBC do not have a fixed shape. It changes its shape, beta. It changes its shape. I told you in the circulatory system, if it is present, it is circular. But the moment it will not be there, then definitely, beta, it will change its shape. That's why WBC got a specific name called amoeboid shape. Amoeboid shape means it is not having a specific shape, it can change. Then beta, columnar epithelial cells. These are long and narrow cells. We will be discussing in future how these long and narrow cells, epithelial cells, these are. So epithelium, epithelial cells, we are going to understand what is the function of that cells. Definitely beta, in the skin you will be exactly having this inner part of the skin, you will be definitely having one cells that will be doing specific functions. So they will be exactly long and narrow. That part we are going to understand. Now this is the most important one, that is I am just talking about now the most important cells, and this is exactly nerve cell, this is exactly axon, and dendrites are there. These branch are exactly called as dendrites, they are exactly axon. So definitely they are the transmitters. Transmitter means transmitting informations. These dendrites are connected to receptors. Receptors means your skin is receptor, your sense organs are receptor, means what you see you transmit information to the brain. Okay, what you see you transmit information to the brain. That means your eyes are receptor. What you hear you transmit this information to the brain. That means your ears are also receptor. What you smell you transmit this information to this brain. What you speak means what you exactly taste. I am not talking but speak. That speak is exactly controlled by brain. That means beta, that speak is exactly coming when your brain is ready to speak. It is not exactly you are speaking, it's the brain is controlling your speak. Okay, so when we have received the information, accordingly we speak. So someone will ask your name, you will not say your friend's name. No, na, because first your brain will analyze what information receptors has given, and then beta response will be coming, and then you will tell your name. So there are certain things that is connected back to back with each other, beta. Next important point to remember here is beta, your taste buds are there, so sense of smell, exactly that is also, then skin is also a receptor. I told you one example, that this stimuli and response. Now that means any sharp object, you are talking to your friend and suddenly you hit your hand with some sharp object, then what is exactly done is you saw that and you started crying. That means what, if you will not see that and exactly your friends have seen, and your friend will cover your hand and say that it is okay, very small cut is there, to get the confirmation, now you will take out the hanky and see, huh? Seriously, the reason is because brain wants a confirmation. Fine. So sometimes what happens, snake is crossing, you are talking to a friend and snake exactly crossed your leg. Your friend has seen that one, but friend has exactly not told you anything, and you are normal. And when the snake went to some distance, then your friend said, you know what, that snake exactly crossed you. Then you will start jumping and shouting. This is what? This is the response given by the brain. Stimuli, you were not at all, you didn't got any stimuli, so you didn't show any response. But because you have not seen the snake, you have not done any response, no stimuli, no response. But when your friend said, you turned that side, you received the stimuli, no response, jumping and shouting. Snake is itself got afraid that why this person is mentally acting like this. I have not in fact disturbed that person. So this is exactly the body response it is coming, and these responses are responsible due to these nerve cells beta. So these responses, because they receive information and transmit information. Fine. So I told so much big. Now beta, it is exactly muscle cells are there, trachea cells are there, this one trachea elongated cells are there. These are exactly present in plant. Okay, so this exactly tracheids, and these are present in plant. These cells are exactly present in plant. So these are exactly mesophyll cells. It will be capable of doing photosynthesis. These are exactly for vessels like what you called transmitting the food and the water from one cell to another cell. That will be done by this tracheids, and this will be exactly done by mesophyll cells, are also called as photosynthetic cells, because they will be containing chloroplasts, and these chloroplasts are responsible for doing photosynthesis, because green pigment in the chloroplast, green pigment chlorophyll will be there, and inside the chlorophyll beta, only because of this chlorophyll can trap the sunlight energy and convert it into chemical energy. So that's why beta, these two cells are very, very important. According to its function, it is having its shape. Anything understood? So definitely beta, these are smooth muscle cells. You see your muscle cells are different in shape. This is blood cells, it is again different in shape. Nerve cells, that is what I told, axon and dendrites are there. Now here, these are bone cells are again different. This is fat cells, this is sperm is exactly germ cell, ovum is also germ cell. So definitely beta, they are exactly involved in reproduction. This is involved in making you fat. Okay, so these are different shapes. So can we see the shape change here? This PDF will be available for you, don't worry about it. So definitely beta, there will be a change in shape. So now what they are going to talk about, the size. Now we are going to talk about the size of shape, size of cell. Till here understood anything? Quickly tell me. Till here understood anything beta? Till here my children understood anything? Whatever I discussed till here, understood everything or not? Anything understood? Beta, it's like your body is not, we feel that we control our body. Very good, Ekta, Lokesh, Keshav has understood. We always feel beta, we command our body. But definitely beta, Shrutika said understood, Nikita understood, Darshini understood. It is always Sivya saying na ki we command our body, and this is exactly a myth. Anger, anxiety, depression, everything is there. Everything is present in your Pandora box. And your brain is the most important Pandora box. Initially people were telling that we use only 10% of our brain. That is not possible. We are using much part of our brain also beta. Everything comes from your brain itself. Okay, sometimes some of the reflexes are not controlled by brain, then that reflexes is controlled by your spinal. But beta, spinal cord also have to, the nerve cells also have to get the final rectification from the brain beta. So definitely final analysis, like the moment you have touched any sharp object without seeing, exactly you are removing your hand. So this is the reflex what is done by the spine. But after that, analysis will come from the brain. So brain needs each and every information. Once they are receiving the information, they are exactly telling you how to react. So now definitely beta, size of cell. So now what should be the size of cell? So micrometer. First beta, we have to understand the size of the cell will be exactly measured in some micrometer. So now first we will talk about Plant and animal cells are exactly visible? No, because some plant and cells are exactly visible in naked eyes. Then you will be saying, auntie, which animal cell can be visible in naked eyes? Can you tell me which animal cell you can see by naked eyes? No microscope is needed. Tell me. But the size of cells varies from very small bacteria. Bacteria size, I want this in your note. I want this in your note. 0.2 to 5 micrometer. This is exactly very important size of bacteria. This I want in your note. Shapes of cells I want in your note. Okay, that should be their definition. Differences what I have given, that I want in your note, to be very specific, because they are very, very important. Now to the very large cell of ostrich. Now definitely beta, this answer is given here. Ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is that cell, exactly animal cell, which is visible. So eggs are visible. Eggs means birds' eggs, means those animals which are oviparous, means they lay egg. Viviparous and oviparous are there. So exactly oviparous means which is exactly giving eggs. That means definitely beta, their eggs are single celled, and that cell will be exactly bigger. You can see it with naked eye. So you can play with these type of jumble with your family members. You can discuss about it, that you know one egg is exactly one single cell. And definitely think about ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is exactly 18 centimeter. The large egg of the ostrich egg is 18 centimeter. Among the multicellular plant, the largest cell is the ovule of cycas. This one I want in your note. Ovule of cycas, it is exactly, cycas means ovule is exactly the egg of, or the seeds. You will be seeing, I will be teaching you how this what you call fertilization is done in flower. At that time I will be showing you egg. Flowers are also having ovule, and in that beta, the shape, the size of that is the biggest. So cycas plant, so ovule will be of biggest size in plants. Okay, so some nerve cells of human being have a meter, they are exactly meter long tail or axons. That is what now axon dendrites, and that part I have discussed, that nerve cells will be some centimeters long, sorry, meters long, that we are going to see. The single marine alga, that is Acetabulariae, measures nearly 10 centimeter in height. So these things I want in your note, because I want you to remember this work. It is not for today, it is for your future. So for biology, I want each and everything in your note. These shapes and size, these are some very typical content I have gathered, and this part you must be writing in your note. So these are the shapes of certain, sorry, these are the sizes of some microorganism to macroorganism. Some cells are exactly can be visible to naked eyes, and we can see that. So these are some exceptional cell sizes that I want you to write down in your note. So I am having next class, I am going to keep it till here. Okay, we have still 2 minutes beta. So that definitely beta, this content I wanted to write in your note. Each part by part you are going to write in your note. Now prokaryotic cell usually ranges from 1 to 2 micrometer. Prokaryotic cell, you know what is prokaryotic cell? The single cell, that is the single unicellular organisms. The prokaryotic cell size is 1 to 10 micrometer. We know that eukaryotic cell typically size is between 10 to 100 micrometer. So their size, the size of unicellular organism cell is high, more, sorry, in compared to that of prokaryotic organisms. So this one I want in your note. This time 100%, because at the time when we will be doing revision, I'll just ask the names from you. So that time you have to tell me the names. So for that I want you to write. So these are some typical microorganisms name given that you will be getting. Now volume will be exactly, volume of cell is fairly constant. It is not going to change. So volume is also not coming, but I have given this volume concept for you so that you can be exactly read out one time. It will be exactly okay. The volume of cell is fairly constant for particular cell type and is independent of size of an organism. Correct only, means the cell volumes, means whatever the cell one is exactly when organism is having, that cell volume will be constant. It will not be changing, and it is not, you cannot compare by cell volume and body volume. Okay, because body is having certain other things also. Fluid part is also present in body beta. So that's why the volume of cell is fairly constant. For example, kidney or liver cells are approximately the same size in a bull, horse, mule, the difference in the total mass of the organ or organism depends on number, not on volume. So definitely beta, how many cells an organism is present, how many cells an organism is having, that will be exactly responsible for giving the mass. It is not about the volume of the cell. So this part you must remember. See this, now you see one very important example here. Cell of an elephant are not necessarily larger than those of other tiny animals. Yeah, definitely better. Then you will be thinking one thing that, hey, if our cells will be some micrometers, then what about elephant cells? Elephant cells will be definitely big, pakka definitely big. No, what about whales cells? So definitely they are also made with same cell, exactly size of the cell will be exactly coming to that range of 10 to 100. But problem here is they have more cells in compared to us. Okay, so they have more cells in compared to us. Our cells are limited, their cells will be limited to their size. Okay, so that you must remember. Volume of a cell is pakka fixed. Yes beta, that is what the volume of a cell is pakka fixed. It is not exactly going to change. That is exactly, for cells volume will be fixed, but one important thing is it is the number of cells present in the organism that creates a difference. So think about a whale having number of cells and think about a dolphin having number of cells. So that will be better, because they have also different type of cells doing specific functions. But each cell which is doing a specific function, volume will be fixed, but the number of cells will be exactly responsible for making the composition of the body and the size of the body and the mass of the body. Okay, so overall content will come by that things. So I am going to keep it till here. Cell number is very important from here. Whatever we are going to study is very important part. So next class I am going to start with all these things. Fine. So keeping it till here beta. Bye everyone. Lack of time today.